and exclusive on Supreme TV and Supreme TV YouTube and Supreme TV Facebook.
Well, this is how the Afghans, they line up. They were put into bat by the Windies, who won the toss, and they need to try and get some kind of momentum in this tournament.
And
the Windies bowling today, well, there's a few names that stick out there who've really shone. As we mentioned, Raj Nanan, he's been great with the ball, and then we saw some big hitting actually in their last game, so they'll be hoping that whatever is put on the board, they can chase it down easy as you like. Well, the weather's somewhat reminiscent of when you go up in a cable car to go skiing, but all regulations have been passed and cleared, and we have play. We'll be starting with Nanan with his spin. So the Windies winning the toss and deciding to have a bowl. And I'm going to say have a bowl, not a field, because no one chooses to field. You don't go, you know what, today I really want to go and stand around in the field. You win the toss and you choose to bowl. Well, we're really getting into the meaty part of this tournament now.
Come here, Raj. Come here, Raj.
The Windies playing their fourth match of the game so far, of the tournament so far, I should say. And that's nicely worked away. It's found the edge, and it's damp in the outfield. And Walsh Jr. does well to catch up with it. And it's slowed down nicely for him. You can see a few players with towels hanging out their trousers to keep that ball as dry as they can. Just worked off the edge. That's a good recovery. So day 5 of the tournament already. December the 23rd. For some, Christmas Eve, if you like.
The pace, I love it.
Ball it.
The pace, I love the pace, brother.
Well, Jashmeed moves on to 3. And his partner will face up for the first time.
Let her go.
Ishan Shala Janat. Well, he's given a full toss, but not given it the full beans, and just picks out the fielder. Well, it closes out the first over. 3 runs coming from it after just one. The Afghans 3 without loss. So the Windies winning the toss and choosing to have a bowl. And it looks like we're going to have a spin from one end and pace from the other. Mario Lebon will be taking the second over.
Leg stamp.
It's been good so far in the tournament. The pacer, tall, bangs it in. I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by a man who's very happy with his team performances so far. Good morning to you, Kieran.
Good morning, delighted indeed. 3-0. The boys are having a bit of an off day, and I'm here back at work in the commentary box.
No, where else would you want to be?
Oh. Well, aggressive start that from Laban. Going for short option here this morning.
Give it.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen too much of it really being banged in because there's not been a lot in the pitch so far in the tournament. So I like to see him sort of trying to change it up a little bit, especially early in the morning.
Well, I'd like to think it's a good option with the fog around. Not the best visibility for the batters, so get it in while you can. Goes there again.
Wide ball.
This time down the leg side, however. So conceding a wide.
Yeah, I'd like to see a bit of aggression early on, don't we? I'll wake you up on a Saturday morning.
Well, this is the crucial stages of the tournament now. Oh, dangerous run here to Hayden Walsh Jr., of all people on the field.
Well, actually, lack of awareness there from the Afghan batters. Fielders had to come a long way round. A throw came in from Walsh Jr. and it had a lot on it. And there could well have been chance to just steal another.
I think understanding as well that the dew overnight leaves the outfield a bit damper than you'd usually want as a batting team, so the ball's not going to run away. That would have probably generally gone down to third man, but because it held up so much, it sort of stayed within the circle, and Hayden Walsh, being a quick and agile fielder, got around to it and almost effected the run out. Again, finding Hayden Walsh at point. He's not being hit in the stumps much of late. Maybe that's what he was just gesticulating to the wicket-keeper Jamal Hamilton, who would be monitoring his direct hits, or lack thereof, in recent history.
You get that in cricket now. Nothing goes unnoticed. Everything is monitored. Your direct hits, your missed fields, everything gets a mark next to it. There's no hiding out there.
Man, that sets very high standards indeed.
Yeah, that's a much tighter line from Mario Lebon. Well, these two yesterday struggled to really get much going. Jasmine Mir Al-Ghil, he was gone, first baller for him. And Janat, just 2 to his name. Yesterday's, well, the man who really did the work with the bat for the Afghans was Usman Ghani, making 46. And there's a fielder out there, so he'll come round and cut it off, and it'll still just be the one. Yeah, it was a tough day for the Afghans. 46 to Usman Ghani. Only one other player made it into the double figures, and that was Abdul Wasi Nouri, who was run out in the end. So they only made 95. Playing against the premium packs, well, they chased it down inside 7 overs.
I think in a tournament like this, where games start coming at you quick and fast, you should try as best as possible, and this is just in general in cricket anyway, but to have your best players, and definitely in this case your most informed players, getting as much opportunity as possible. And so for the premium Afghans, I'd like to see Wasi come up the order today, and give him as much time out of these 20 overs to have some impact on the game, because they would want to start to string some performances together and get some wins and some points on the board, and get them into the playoff.
Yeah, we were surprised yesterday. He came in at 8, and that seemed a long way down, coming off the back of a 45 in their first game.
Yeah.
And it'll be Nanan to continue. So 8 the score on the board. No one back in the hutch just yet at the end of 2 overs.
Few change here. Opt in for long off instead of long on, so the man at long on runs across.
Come on, straight at skipper. Come straight at, yeah.
Asking the batter to hit against the perceived turn
Let me tell you now.
of the bowler here. Good, looking like a good decision, because the ball goes straight to the man at long off.
So satisfying as a captain, that, isn't it? When you just put a man there and it goes straight to him.
Stroke of genius, that.
Front foot clear now. Hey, switch, yeah, switch back. Yeah, you will switch back.
Well, they're having a good game of switching places up there. He's gone back again.
No.
Well, up over the top, fielder comes in, takes the catch. That's a really, really good grab. Diving forward. And that's the first wicket down for the Afghans. The first sign of real intent, trying to take on the bowling. And it's paid off for the Windies, and they pick up their first wicket.
Well, the Windies would have done some research on this batting pair, because they had long off for the previous batter, but switched it to long on, and the ball went straight to the man. Just had to take a few steps in, and Rajnanan, the man again, into the wickets for the premium Windies, breaking the opening partnership, which he seems to have done almost every game that they've played now, and he continues to be effective for them, providing them with early breakthroughs.
It's a confident looking side, isn't it, that Windies team? Well, when your bowlers are working like this, it's no surprise really that they are so confident. Yeah, you would think when they won the toss and elected to have a bowl, this is just what they wanted to do. They want to try and bowl out a team who are perhaps short on confidence, struggled in their first two games. Bowl them out quickly and get it done and really put down that marker. Yes, they lost one of their games, but they've come back fighting and they've shown exactly what they can do, this defending champions.
Hold on, Missy. All right. Stay sharp. Yeah, Kwame. Okay, your judge. Lovely Raja. Lovely
Well,
Raja.
Rajnanan getting his
Come now, Sonny. Don't be shy.
football
Don't be
skills
shy,
out there,
Sonny.
not allowing the ball to get past him. Good sideway pass to his other central midfielder.
Pull him back to it.
Perhaps not happening with Manchester United at the moment, but we won't mention that.
You got him, Stoney. Stoney on the one, Stoney.
Tapped around the corner to short fine leg with a man in Kevin Stoke with a quick feet,
Young again,
runs
Stoney. Young
around
again, Stoney.
and restricts them to one.
You see Rajnanan having to continually dry that ball from the morning dew. Again, looking to try and take him on, not timing it. So you had an eye on the Manchester United game this morning? Or are we just going to pretend it didn't happen?
Nanan's looking very good. Straight up in the air, peels off over the man that slipped. Hayden Walsh runs back and retrieve. I did have a look at the Manchester United game. Unfortunately, another defeat for us. Seems to be where we are at the moment, but nevertheless, die-hard fan through and through.
The tide can always change, can't it? We've seen it with this Windies side. They've had a win, they've had a loss, and they're back on top again. And this was that first wicket to go down. Really good work out in the deep. Perhaps could have taken an extra step before the dive, but he did well.
Well, we're going to have another bowling change. The man in Mario Lebon would have just bowled one over.
Left arm round. Go.
Yeah, I think they know that spin has been working for them, and we've just seen Nanan make the breakthrough. So they're going to continue the same way, go for the change of bowling.
More left arm spin.
Yeah, Elias Sunny.
Good start that from Sonny.
Well, just about the only thing that is sunny here at the moment. Spiceman, who crosses back.
Well, he'll be hoping to inject some spice into proceedings here today.
I can't do spice though. I used to find ketchup spicy. So it definitely wouldn't be emblazoned across my back. This is a good start from the Spice Man.
He's had 3 dots thus far, and they're making a field change here, sending back the man at long on.
This up in that back? Yeah, that one good. Okay.
But the bowler has opted against that. Seems to have convinced his skipper to keep the man at mid on.
Well, he looks to take him on, and he's gone very high, and it's going to land safe. And it lands safe because it's gone over the boundary, and that's the first 6 of the day.
Well, it hasn't cleared the rope a long way, so the skipper will feel as though they've missed an opportunity to take a wicket there, having wanted to send that man back. But good stroke and 6 much needed runs from premium Afghans.
Oh man, I'm not going to do it. Don't worry. Come on, bro.
Saw smiles all round, and he's going to have to go back and do that again.
No, so don't go.
It's a lovely looking shot. Fielder completely misjudges it. Doesn't get down to it and just goes under his hands. And Mario Le Bon won't want to watch that one again. That's not one for young kids to learn from.
Well, it was a good start to the over by Sonny. 3 dot balls. And then 6 and a 4 have sort of put a dampener on his figures as far as he'd be looking to close out the over well. Does so with a dot ball pushed away into the cover region. Feel the bubbling there a bit.
So 10 coming from the over, the end of 4. The Afghans 21 for 1. Bit of a breeze out there, as you can see. Stars and stripes fluttering away. Complete blanket of white in the sky. Well, just the 1 wicket to fall, that of Jasmir Mir Al-Keel. He went for 6 from 9. But his opening partner going along nicely. Run of all 13. And Usman Ghani, well, he was their man of the day yesterday with the bat. So can he continue in the same way? 46 he went for eventually. Struck 4 4s and 2 6s during that innings. Just 32 balls it took him to reach that. It'll be a third on the trot.
Go back, catch it, come, you know.
From Raj Nanan.
Come, Raja. Boys!
Pitched short into the pitch.
Hey! Huh? You hear that? Oh! No, inside there.
And this is what you want. You build that pressure. You know, they just started to look like they're accelerating a bit. 10 from the previous over. And build those dots and force them to try and do something.
And this is what you want, bowling in partnerships as well. 2 left arm spinners. His partner went for 10, so he's pulled back thus far this over. But no, it's cut away beautifully past the diving man at point in Hayden Walsh Jr. And runs away into the boundary for 4 more. So premium Afghans getting a move on with things here now. Started to build some momentum, and that's the 3rd boundary in the past 2 overs.
Yeah, they're injecting something into this, aren't they? They've also gone away, had a chat yesterday, didn't even make it to 100. And they know that it's about setting that early foundation. It's something you know very much about. Go out early, hit big, put that pressure on early, and then it gives you the chance to really free up your arms later because you know you've got that foundation to try and set a large total.
Maximising that power play is absolutely crucial in these conditions, as you've seen. Most teams, once the field spread, have found it difficult to score. And so the premium Afghans, with an over and 2 balls left in the power play, will be trying their best to get up to around that 40-run mark. and lay that foundation.
Well, that's up in the air. Fielder, for a moment, thinks he's in with a chance, but he just watches it soar over his head, and it's another one bounce four.
Go on, boys, go on, boys, go on, boys. Come here, Raja, come here, Raja.
Well, it's very unusual for Raj Nanan, someone who has been pretty economical throughout the majority of the tournament, but he's being placed under a bit of pressure here.
Me see him slug sweep.
And it'd be interesting to see how he responds. Now he's gone for a field change, opting against the man up deep mid-wicket who hasn't fielded many balls,
Yeah.
and has been replaced with a man at long on. So now they've got long on and long off as the two fielders outside the circle, which would suggest that Rajnanan would be trying to go fuller and straighter. This one guided away to the man at short third man, however, and the batter's cross for another single.
So 10 coming from the over, end of 5, Afghans 31 for 1. They won't be too unhappy with this as a start. Obviously yesterday they had a weird one. They had to play in that shortened 15 over game. And so this feels pretty long to them today. Didn't quite manage to bat out their 15. They're all out in 14.2 overs.
Well, they've had 2 good overs, the last 2 overs of 10 plus. So they'd be hoping for more of the same here to close out the power play without any further damage. Looking to put that premium Windies bowling attack under pressure.
Well, we're going back to pace again. Mario Lebon to bowl his second. We saw Sunny, and then the sun has gone down again, and we're back to the pace. And that's nicely clipped away. That's a lovely looking shot. Just worked it on its way, used the pace.
This is exactly what the premium Afghans would be after here. They've found their rhythm, they've found their flow. They're now fully into this match and into this tournament. They found how they want to go about things here today, and boundaries are coming thick and fast. Premium Windies can't stop the bleeding as the score races along now to 35.
Well, it's a good comeback from Lebon. And well, these two you feel will be key to this foundation setting. Like we say, Usman Ghani yesterday looked really, really good. He's going along at run a ball 6 at the moment. But the opener, 22 from 17, he came out today and just went, you know how I'm going to play today? I'm going to play with aggression from the off, and it's really working in his favour. Well, that's gone up in the air, very high. Hold on to your helmets in the crowd, because that's gone over the boundary, over the fence for an enormous 6. It's almost taken us out here in the commentary box.
Beautiful shot. 6 more. Score races along to 40, and that's sort of a minimum benchmark that the premium Afghans would have wanted to achieve within the power play here. So ticking off all the boxes that they need to. Scores being pushed along to 41, and with 3 balls left in the power play, they may be even just eyeing up that 50-run mark inside the end of 6.
Yeah, well, it could very easily be on. Just 9 more needed. But Janat has come out today and he's just gone, right, I'm just going to take this on. Spin, pace, whatever it is. I know how I want to play today. Made just 2 yesterday before he was run out.
Clarity of thought from Janat here today has provided the Afghans with the impetus that they needed at the top of this innings. Setting that platform, allowing them to build that foundation where they can hopefully put up a score in the region of 140 plus as he goes bang over mid-wicket again. one bounce into the boundary for 4. So Janet's really on the go here. The past 3 overs have been exactly what premium Afghans are after, and that length by Mario Laban is sitting up nicely for the batter in Janet here, who's capitalizing on that bit of bounce that we've seen on the pitch here for the past 2.5 days, and he seems to be really enjoying himself thus far this morning.
It's a very different tale today for the Windies to the last game they played.
And he's gone for a scoop now. Man at short, fine running back, not able to get close to it. Hauls it in, restricts them to 1. So that's the end of the power play. Janet really into his groove and feeling himself today, going for a scoop, a shot we haven't seen much of in this tournament.
No, we haven't, but I do like that he's going for that innovation. That shows a sign of a man in form today. He wants to take it on, not just go big back over the bowler, but hit 360, and that's what we like to see as T20 players. Well, remember, in the Windies' last game, they bowled out the Aussies for 38, so it's already past that score just inside the power play today, the Afghans. And it took the Windies just 4 overs to chase that down. It was an easy breezy day out for them, but today looking a bit different with the foundation set inside the power play by these 2.
Well, it's an interesting change of bowling here. They've gone back for more left arm spin. I was thinking maybe they would have gone for Hayden Walsh, who's the leading wicket taker of the tournament and has operated exclusively from the pale end end, but not to be yet, especially given the start by the premium Afghans. I thought they would have tried to make a few inroads through their main strike bowler, but let's see what's going to happen in this over.
Yeah, good use of the feet, just
Good movement, Kwame.
getting himself to the pitch of the ball. Yeah, I was thinking the very same. Hayden Walsh Jr., he's been so impressive so far in this tournament. He has been the man to break partnerships, take wickets, not just early in the innings, in the middle of order too. 10 wickets, leading wicket taker so far, but we've not seen him yet.
Right, and just bring that over.
Well, Sonny's going to try and leave his imprint on the game. Maybe they think that the further end and the pale end is.
Well, he could play for Manchester United with footwork like that.
I think he more looks like a Man City player there.
Well, 47 for 1, that score. Looking pretty good this start for the Afghans, going along almost 7.5. Slightly delayed start here due to dampness on the ground early on, but only by 15 minutes. So we can still get in a full 20 overs each should they be required.
Well, conditions are nice and cool here today, so there's no being hot or tired or anything like that from the premium Windies. And the premium Afghans are really enjoying what the premium Windies bowlers have put on offer for them today, going along at 7.4 in the initial stages of this game, which sets it up nicely for the back half of the innings.
Oh, well, it's quite nice to see that the Afghans have really now come to the party. Their first 2 games, they seemed a bit undercooked. The oven wasn't quite up to temperature.
Well, that man that's been put into short mid-wicket, almost coming into play there. Ball chipped up, but falling just short of him. So taking out the man from short backward square and asking the batter to play a different shot.
Well, he's somewhat Harbour Bridge, that. He's just sort of wafted over it. Get down in your long barrier.
Long way down for the man Laban, 6'5", not as far a distance to travel as it is for Mohammed Irfan, who we've seen in this tournament, 7'1".
That still absolutely baffles me. 7'1". Although he must get quite bored of people telling him, you're really tall. It's the kind of thing, and you go, yeah. Takes him on again. Not got a hold of it. A fielder out there. So we'll just be the one. Well, end of 7. Yes. Clocking along nicely here. 49 for 1.
Well, that's a good comeback from the man Sonny. First over going for 10. So this over only went for 3. Pulled it back nicely, and then we're going to have another bowling change. Again, Kevin Stout being introduced into the attack from the commentary box end. So a bit of medium pace on offer, and this is something that we have grown accustomed to seeing from the premium Windies as well. Operating seam from one end and spin from the other. Predominantly that's the way that they like to go about things.
And I think, are they calling for a bat change out in the middle? So he's holding his bat up, waving it around. Just wondering if the message has been received in the Afghan dugout. Here we go. A bouncy running substitute runs on with 3 bats to choose from. Well, he gets rid of one that's covered in a lot of red marks. And it's a much cleaner looking bat, so I think maybe it's seen a little less action. To quote the great man Elvis.
It's either that or he's played a lot more white ball cricket with this bat. But it would be a bat that he's comfortable with, that he trusts as well. So let's see how he goes about things, because that bat seemed to have been doing a pretty good job.
I do wonder that. You think, I'm having a good day with this one. Why change it unless it's broken?
Not the best of starts from the bowler in Stout here. Has to recalculate and go again. Making a change in his field. Bring out the man from third man. Sending back the deep backward square.
Well, it's interesting bringing Stout on to bowl. He was the most expensive of the bowlers in that pretty short game against the Aussies. Went for 12 from just 2 overs. And they're going to take him on here. He does pick out the fielder at long off. But, yeah, 12 in 2 overs in a score that just made 38. It's interesting thinking by Jamar Hamilton, and we've still yet to see Hayden Walsh Jr. He doesn't normally operate from this end, so perhaps next over from the Pearland end. And that's shorter, and they'll still clock up a 1. They won't mind this. Just keep jotting up the 1s, rotate that strike. And get the man who's firing on all cylinders back on strike.
Well, it seems as though Usman is going to look to bat through the innings here, going at just under a run a ball, and get his partner back on strike, who goes bang, but straight to the man in Hayden Walsh Jr. at long off. And Kevin Stout, who was the most expensive, not that you can be too disheartened by that in a score of 38, has his first breakthrough of the tournament, and the danger man goes, caught it long off.
That's a really good catch. Above his head, gets both hands to it, knows exactly where that boundary rope is. Keeps himself well inside it. Don't even need to go to the check on that one, but he's got to go for 36. A well-made 36 from 25. That change of bat hasn't done him any favours. And the Afghans, after 7.5 overs, find themselves 52 for 2. And that brings the Englishman Samit Patel to the middle. Well, he was out to an absolute rip snorter yesterday. The turn on that ball from Umar Ali, I mean, Samit Patel could only watch.
Well, I think Samit will enjoy playing on this pitch today more than he's done thus far in the previous games of the tournament. The pitch is coming on nicely this morning. Good bounce. The man in Janat just dismissed. Probably hit that one right out the middle, but didn't get as much elevation as he would have wanted. Hit it flat, and it was swerving away from the man at Hayden, the man at long off in Hayden Walsh Jr., who took a very good catch. Running in a bit at that ball, and the ball was coming at him quite quickly. He had to make a quick pause for a cause and not run head on into that one, but very good catch, and Premium Windies would have needed that breakthrough as that partnership was building nicely.
Well, that's just not what you want as the next delivery after your first wicket in the tournament. It's just a wide. And Samit Patel watches it sail past. It's good pace now from Stout. Be feeling better. He's got himself into the tournament, into the game, picking up a wicket, and a big one.
Well, that was very wide indeed. Almost a no ball. Almost pitching off the cut surface. Samit Patel off the mark. Pushed away to the man down at the long off boundary for 1. Here's a replay of that Janat dismissal. Bit more elevation he'd have been hoping for.
Just on the legs and clipped away. Well, the wicket coming in that over. End of 8, Afghans 55 for 2, and that was the big wicket, the one they wanted. And Usman Ghani, we talked about him just prodding along, wanting to keep Eshansala Janat company and let him do the heavy lifting, but he's now going to have a think about what he did yesterday and go again.
Well, Usman Ghani and Samit Patel are going to try and put together a meaningful partnership here. If they can bat for another 6 to 7 overs and set what would be a very important platform with Team Premium Afghans going at anywhere between 6 and 8 and over, that will lay a great foundation for the last 5 where they can really go at this Premium Windies bowling. Having said that, the danger man of the tournament thus far, Hayden Walsh, has now been introduced into the attack 2 overs later than we expected, but here he is.
Here he is, and what can he make happen? 10 wickets in the tournament so far. Well, he's showing no signs of nerves against the highest wicket taker, and he launches that for a 1 bounce 4.
Well, it's going to be a test for Hayden Walsh Jr. today, bowling with this very damp ball. And the Premium Afghans are doing the right thing in trying to put him under pressure as well, not allowing him to settle into his rhythm, because someone that's had such an impact on the tournament, the last thing you need is to allow them to get into their groove and put you as a batting team under pressure.
Yeah, going to have to continually dry that ball. Well, they've taken him on, and that's gone very high, very long, and over the sight screen. Hello, Mr. Goose, can you please pick that up? Because the ball has launched into the field.
Well, Mr. Goose meet Mr. Kookaburra. It's a battle of the birds. And the Kookaburra has been flying a lot higher than you have in recent vintage, Mr. Goose. So there's a competition there as well off the field. But the Kookaburra bird seems to be flying all over the park here today.
I'm also questioning my bird recognition and if that is a goose. But he's done well to run away from the Christmas table if he is. So Usman Ghani, he moves on to 19 from 14, and he's taking on what we thought would be the danger man. He's gone back-to-back boundaries, 4, then 6.
Oh, yeah, you got him out.
That one's bowled a little into the pitch from Walsh Jr., not giving me anything.
Come on, boys.
And again, he has to wipe the ball. Well, Samit Patel, only 2 he's faced so far. Well, we know what he can do. He can be destructive.
Well, very good work there by the man at point in Sunny. Running around, diving and cutting that one off. Keeping Samit Patel on strike. And good fielding by Sunny brought about another opportunity for Hayden Walsh to bowl at Samit Patel, who strikes in his first over, having gone for a 6 and a 4, but doing what he's done all tournament long and making another breakthrough. So Samit Patel goes for 1, salmon trout out, plumb LBW to Hayden Walsh.
Yeah, it's just straightened on him. He's getting back in his crease. Tightened up, and he's got to go for 1 from 4. And welcome again to the party, Hayden Walsh Jr. Completely unfazed by the fact that he'd been launched to the field and for 4, and he's just come back, taken a wicket, and that makes it 11 for him in the tournament.
Well, after a very good start from the premium Afghans, just being pegged back to a bit here by the premium Windies. 2 wickets falling quickly there of 2 key batters. Usman Ghani is now going to have to bat a lot deeper into this innings to ensure that there's a set batsman on one end, allowing for the other batters to play around him and be a bit more free and expressive in terms of trying to get the premium Afghans up to what they would hope to be a total in the region of 120, 130 and give themselves a chance on this wicket. Hayden Walsh Jr. on the other hand will have other plans in mind.
Just giving him room outside the off stump. And he's off the mark straight away. Well, end of 9 overs. A successful one for Hayden Walsh Jr. in the end after being hit for 10 off the first 2 balls. End of 9, Afghans 67 for 3. Well, a wicket apiece for Rajnanan, Kevin Stout and Hayden Walsh Jr. Rajnanan just got the one over still up his sleeve. Oh, Hayden Walsh Jr. breaking through in his first. Well, Kevin Stout is going to continue. Made the breakthrough in his previous over. Full toss. And they look to try and scamper through for the one who sent back very quickly is Mangani. Well, he's rocketed along to 20 after hitting those big boundaries in the previous over. And that'll be wide down the leg side. Well, lots of sort of maroon out there. Everyone's coordinated. And the Windies in their maroon and yellow. The Afghans in their maroon and black. And the umpires too. In their sort of ombre reddish maroon to black kit. That's a really good recovery from Kevin Stout. Bit of extra pace and just beats the edge. I don't know what Jamal Hamilton is gesticulating there, but he's shouting something.
Well, this has been a very good over from Kevin Stout thus far. 3 balls in, not much damage done at all. And what you find to be very important is restricting the boundary scoring here. 1s and 2s won't necessarily hurt you that much, but limiting the boundary scoring options has been key to success for most teams that have performed well in this tournament.
Yeah, it was the power play definitely belonged to the Afghans, but they've dragged it back nicely. The premium Windies, and slowing that run rate still up just over 7. With 2 balls to come before the drinks break. And they'll settle for just the 1 here. It gets Usman Ghani back on strike. Well, these two know they have been slowed down somewhat since the fall of those few wickets, so they don't want to get bogged down here. They want to keep that momentum that they started with. They came out with such intent, the Afghans, at the beginning of their innings, so that when they stop for drinks, they just have a discussion about that. And that will be delaying drinks slightly. It's wide down the leg side. Jamal Hamilton almost toppling over from his knees. That'll be 1 to close out the over. So 71 on the board. At the end of 10 overs, the premium Afghans 71 for 3. And we're going to have a pause for drinks, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. Well, unsurprisingly, it'll be Hayden Walsh Jr. to continue after the drinks break. When he made the breakthrough, picked up the 1 wicket so far today. An expensive over, but the wicket coming from it. Remember, the Windies, they won the toss and they elected to have a bowl. The Afghans went off to a flying start. Just been pegged back by 3 wickets, tumbling. And now they're going to try and take it on again. There is a man out there. Makes up the yards. Well, Usman Ghani, he's going to play in one way and one way only, and that's aggressively.
Well, they've got a good foundation set thus far. 73 off 10. So if they can add another 70 here and get up to that 140 mark, they'll be definitely putting themselves in a great position to go for a win here today. A huge part of that will be both Usman Ghani staying there to the end and Hayden Walsh's bowling and how they go off of him. So this is a key battle that is happening at the moment.
Yeah, he's trying to take him on. Doesn't want to let him get in his rhythm, because when he gets going, Hayden Walsh Jr., he's pretty unstoppable. In that first game, we saw it in particular, picking up those 5 wickets. Just playing the supporting role at the moment, Ishak. And that's kept very low. And somehow, that has missed everything. Even the batter can't believe it.
Well, fortunately, it wasn't in line with the stumps. Googly didn't come back quite as much as Hayden Walsh would have wanted. Wet ball. This one tucked away to the man at square leg, who comes in. Score moves on by 1 at the end of the over. 75 for 3 at the end of 11.
So they've got the wickets in hand. And you do wonder when they will send Abdul Wazi Nouri in. He's currently carded to come in at 6 today. Came in at 8 in their previous game. And so you'll wonder if they push him up the order and try and inject something into this innings, because they are slowing down a little bit. They were going over 7 and over, up to 7.5.
Well, there's going to be more spin as Rajnanan comes up for his final over. So there's no shortage of spin and offer from the premium Windies. And as you've rightfully said, they are making an impact on that run rate, cutting the scoring significantly from what it was in the first 10. So with Rajnanan having 1 over left, Hayden Walsh having another 2, and Sunny having another 2, you expect to see at least 5 more overs of spin.
That's great work in the field. And as a thank you, he gets moved out of position. Straight to the hands and down. And it could well be a 4. Nope, it's going to slow down in the field, but he thought he had his man there.
Well, premium Afghan needed that bit of luck, as that was the man in Usman Ghani himself who'd be key to proceedings here.
Yeah, that would have been the breakthrough they very much needed. But as it stands, 78 for 3 still. And it's not going to stop him trying to play aggressively. Well, Rajnanan, 3 still to come from his allocation. What was interesting yesterday in the game, we saw pace finally coming to the party. And a 5 for Ahmad yesterday.
Seems a well-oiled unit, that Premium Indians team, if I do say so myself.
I'm sure there's chinks in there somewhere that can be ironed out. But yeah, they look pretty strong at the moment, the Premium Indians. 3 from 3. And a nice day off for them today.
Big matchup tomorrow. Anytime there's a India v Pakistan clash. Little Christmas Eve pre-Christmas treat for the tournament. But this one's going to be out. That one kept low. Rajnanan striking again. Into the attack. Skipper asking him to provide a breakthrough.
And he does so with his final delivery of his 4 overs. And it is the big one. The one they'd all been waiting for. It's Usman Ghani. And that is hitting middle stump.
Indeed. Missing off. Missing leg. Hitting middle. Halfway up. Easy decision for the umpire there. Premium Afghans 80 for 4. Very good position still with 8 overs left.
I'm interested to see who they send out now. Well, it looks like it's going to be Venkat Kolahalam. So we've not yet seen Abdul Wazi Nouri, which is interesting because he has been the big hitter as of late.
Seems as though they're keeping Wazi Nouri for the last 5 overs to come and provide that bit of power, that bit of muscle towards the back end.
Well, the new batter at the non-strikers, it's the end of the over, so Walsh Jr. to continue.
Well, he won't be at the non-strikers end for too long as this one's pushed away down to the man at long on for 1.
Just taking guard here, the youngster. While Jamal Hamilton directs traffic behind him. Hayden Walsh again with the towel drying that ball continually. There'll be nothing left of it if he carries on. Well, they have brought in a slip. And that's not going to bother Venkat. He goes for the sweep shot. Fielder comes round. And he's off the mark. Well, Ishak is only striking at 50 at the moment. He needs to try and push that up so they don't just get bogged down here. 12 overs gone, 82 on the board. So plenty of time to get themselves up to something competitive, these Afghans. but also at the moment it's difficult to take on a man bowling like this.
Well, there's going to be a lot of work for the man at the deep cover boundary to do. He gets across and cuts it off. Limits them to 2, so that's really well done.
Can't keep him out of the game at the moment. He's everywhere in the field, being followed. So 8 from 14. Ishak's figures. And again, he's doing the fielding. Well, he's got his sunglasses on his head. And I think that's wonderfully optimistic.
How come? How come?
Is it a style thing? Is it bright? Is the sun going to come out? Or does he just like to have them there?
I believe so. We are more attacking. We look the attack, we have to attack, right? We can't.
Likes to accessorize.
We have to attack.
Looks good with the kit.
So then
Good
why
for the
come
TV.
for me for this youngster here?
Why not?
Leave him push it past you. Yeah. Hold on. Go, Finesse, go. Yeah.
And the slip back in for the young left-hander. Well, end of 13 overs. 5 coming from that one from Hayden Walsh Jr. He's still got one up his sleeve. The Afghans 85 for 4. The Windies winning the toss and electing to have a bowl. Things have slowed down for the Afghans since those wickets fell. So 7 overs in hand and they've got wickets up their sleeve. You wonder what the Afghans think might be a defendable target.
Well, with so many overs up their sleeves, they should be aiming for at least 130, which is not in the region of anything we've seen this premium Windies team having to chase thus far in the tournament.
And the Spice Man is back on for his third. We'll need to find out the origins of this nickname.
Sonny varying his pace nicely here. Pushed through the first one. This one given a lot more flight. A bit of bounce on offer.
Just rocks back, sees it off into the offside, and it'll just be the one to Venkat. Again, having to continually dry that ball. It's going to have nothing left on it at the end of this if they carry on drying it like this. So the left hand, right hand batting combination. And the left armour with the ball. And beats the edge. They're going to have to be quick there. Well, they think they might have got their man. Was just a couple of Windies players waving their arms in the air. Perhaps the wrong end. The danger end was the bowlers. So I think it is going upstairs. Well, still going upstairs with this check. And a chance of a run out coming in from Rajnanan. Still the diving effort. It's just not quite the accurate throw. The wicketkeeper having to do a lot of work. And we've come almost 3/4 of the way round. Well, he ends up in an almost bowling action, actually, Jamal Hamilton at the end there. But that bat looks grounded. He looks pretty safe. And we're going to see the green light. Yes, there's the green light. Not out. So Sonny continues. One to come in his third over. Just the two coming from this over so far. 87 on the board. And that's hit with some aggression up along the ground to long off. And that closes out the over. 3 coming from it. The end of 14, the Afghans, 88 for 4. Well, they've got 6 overs up their sleeves, and we saw what they did in the first 6 overs of this game. So they'll be feeling confident. They've got the firepower still. They just need to find some impetus, find that boundary. Abdur Wazi Nori probably to come in next. And Hayden Walsh Jr. is going to bowl out his allocation. This will be his 4th. Wicket with the final ball of his first over. And he bowls him. Well, wicket with the first ball of his 4th as well. And Wakar Ali is done by the man who is in flying form. Hayden Walsh Jr. has his 2nd for the day. That's 5 down now for the Afghans.
Well, it's not what the premium Afghans would have wanted. Sliding a bit here after having a great foundation laid for them earlier. But they've got what we like to see. Young talent at the crease in Venkat, who's only 14 years old, getting an opportunity to play on this stage against the likes of Hayden Walsh Jr., etc., and being joined by Wazi Nori now.
Wow, I feel old. 14. Well, Wazi Nori comes out with those Afghan-coloured gloves. And he's got a job to do if they want to push up to that 120 we were talking about earlier. He's got the time, and he is in form. But also, so is Hayden Walsh Jr. And it does seem to be brightening up somewhat out there. Wicket with the first ball of the over, Hayden Walsh Jr. And the slip in for the new batter. And he looked a little expensive at first, Hayden Walsh Jr. Went for 10 from his first 2 deliveries. But he's recovered nicely.
Oh, what's it?
So he's got 3 deliveries remaining. He's also got 12 wickets in the tournament.
And he'll be hoping to make a breakthrough here with the important wicket of Wazi Nori.
Well, that run rate has really slowed now. They were up over 7.5. Always looks like he's having a good time, doesn't he? And again, another dot. It's a mighty fine over from Hayden Walsh Jr. Can he close it out and finish with a wicket maiden? And yes, he can. Wicket maiden for Hayden Walsh Jr. to finish his allocation. He finishes his 4 overs with 2 for 21. The end of 15. Premium Afghans, 88 for 5. Well, Abdul Wasi yet to get off the mark. He's faced 5 coming in after the fall of that wicket at the beginning of the over. And we're going to have Sonny to finish his allocation as well. Yet to pick up a wicket. Can he join the wicket party? The spinning wicket party.
It's rare that you've seen any spinner in this tournament go through an entire allotment of 4 overs without picking up a wicket. So Sonny will want to have an impact on the W column. Having said that, cotton ball straight back into the hands of Sonny. Sonny makes a breakthrough, gets the wicket of young Venkat, who goes bowled and caught by Sonny. Score 88 for 6. And Premium Afghan sliding here after having laid a great foundation by the openers.
Well, it might always be sunny in Philadelphia, but it's not sunny in Houston for Venkat today. The only sunny is the man who's just dismissed him. Caught and bowled. He goes for 2 from 5. 88 for 6, that score. Really slowed it down. But the 14-year-old, what an experience this is for him to be part of.
Indeed, the young man will take away a lot from the experience. And I'm sure in the years to come, he'll be a much better cricketer, having been afforded the opportunity to play in a tournament like this against this quality of players.
Well, I think when I was 14, the days before Christmas, I definitely wasn't playing any high-form sport. I don't think I was doing anything. I was probably horizontal, watching Elf, and thinking about Christmas. So that's the opportunities afforded to young players and more senior players, all getting to play alongside each other in this American Premier League. We're into Season 2. Season 1 taking place in 2021, which makes me think that Venkat would have been 12. So 6 wickets down now. Sonny's joined the spin party. We were just saying It would have been rare for a spinner to go through without taking a wicket, and he obviously heard you and went, I'll do it first ball. Thank you very much, and I'll do it caught and bowled all myself.
Well, another challenge for Sunny will be that both of his spin bowling partners took 2 wickets in their spells. So let's see if he joins them with a second in this over.
Jay Patel he's got in his eye line at the moment, coming in at number 8. That's tipped up in the air and it's going to land safe. Sonny pedalling back, his legs going like Roadrunner, as he's desperately trying to get there. 2 caught and bowled and the over that could have been.
Sonny looked like he was running on a treadmill for a bit there. Lots of little steps, but not going very far. Very quickly anyway.
This is a really good over from Sonny. The wicket and just the 1 run, so 2 to come in this, and then he'll be all bowled out. Well, it was a good diving effort. And they managed to come through for the 1. Bit of a wayward throw, but they'll get away with it. It definitely is brightening out there. I can actually see players with sunglasses on. And I'm not sure it's just because Rajananan really likes his sunglasses, the fluorescent edges. But that fog is lifted nicely.
Oh, wow. Bounce and turn from Sonny to end the spell. Well, that would have been a really good introduction into the tournament for Sonny. First game in, 4 overs, 18 runs, 1 wicket. Premium Afghans, 90 for 6, with 4 overs left.
Yeah, they've got that 100 very much in their eye line. But these two, not striking it. Abdul, 1 from 7, but we know what he can do. And the other end, his partner, also still on 1. Well, looks like we're going back to pace again now. So Kevin Stout from the Pearland end picked up the 1 wicket so far from his 2 overs. A much improved performance from him today, although, like we say, not a lot you could really compare it with in that Aussie innings. It was a bit of an anomaly, all bowled out for 38, the Aussies. 12 of those coming off the bowling of Kevin Stout. And the full toss just evades the bowler in his follow-through.
Seems to have gotten a finger in it, Kevin Stout.
Yeah, by his reaction, I think you might be right. Now, I don't want to alarm you, but I can see blue sky.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Well, I think what would be important for us to see, blue or grey skies, is what score the Premium Afghans are able to get up to.
Yeah, well, they're definitely pushing up towards that 100 and beyond. And that's a all swing, no ding from Jay Patel, who rehearses the shot. I always feel that it's necessary when you make a big old swing like that and you don't make contact. The only thing to do is just rehearse it. and pretend it never happened. And again, he's got some good pace out there today. Kevin Stout.
You want me to keep up? I miss me dismissals or Saudi. Are you taking the catches now?
And that's chipped up just over the fielder's head. And Sonny again comes round to clean up.
The right angle, you got coming too. Even though Sonny come, you come. Saudi. Whole lot of people them stump.
Well, one to come in this, the 17th over. Just the 3 runs off it so far. Well, that's up in the air. It's found the edge. And it's going to land safe. It's just if it's got the legs. And it does. Well, that breaks the shackles somewhat on a pretty tidy over. And they'll take boundaries however which way they come. And I think by the indication of him looking at the toe of his bat, that's exactly where that has come from.
Well, that's a much needed, much appreciated boundary by the Premium Afghans. It's going to take the score up to 97. So 3 runs away from that 100-run mark. And with 3 overs left, they'll be looking to maximize every single one of these last 18 legitimate deliveries and trying to get to as many as possible. And with more seam back into the attack in Mario Lebon, who would have been pretty expensive to start the day, 2 overs for 20, the Premium Afghans would be looking to size him up here.
Well, that's exactly what they're going to do. Take him on. He steps back in his crease. And up over backward point to the boundary. That's another 4. That's back-to-back boundaries for the Afghans. And that 100 is looking ever closer.
Well, that's the last thing you want to be doing here, is providing width. I think you're checking to see whether it's gone for 4 or 6. Definitely 4. Landed within the playing area there, so Lebon continues to be expensive thus far. And with the field set mid-on, mid-off up in the circle, he will be bowling length, and it's up to the batters to put away the balls as they've done at the start of this over. As the score now goes past that 100-run mark.
Yeah, 101 for 6, and they've still got just under 3 overs in hand. That 20 is looking on. The 120. Shorter from Lebon there. Seems that Hayden Walsh Jr. is chief ball dryer at the moment. He's the one with the towel.
Well, that's really good running there by the Premium Afghans. The man at backward point in Aaron Jones caught napping on the circle, and they've come through quickly for another run and getting the important and dangerous batter of Wasinori back on strike.
Well, it's found the edge up in the air. Definitely not where he was aiming. Miles over the keeper's head. And Sean Finley does well to get round to it. Well, 7 off the over already.
Change in field. Man at fine leg coming up, and the man at mid-on dropping back to the long-on boundary, which suggests Mara Laban may be aiming to go a bit fuller now to close out the over. Indeed goes Fuller, stroked away out into the offside for 1. And this has been another good over, but the Premium Afghans 8 off it thus far with 1 ball to go.
But he's hit that hard, but along the ground, straight to the fielder. And they don't have to pay for the misfield. So, yeah, 9 off that over. Mario Lebon, he's finished 3. End of 18. The Afghans 106 for 6. So 2 overs still to come. If you're an Afghan player, what do you think they can get themselves to here?
They have to be targeting anywhere between 120 and 130 here, which would be a very good score.
It's an interesting scorecard, that one. Janap, he was going along nicely, as was Usman Ghani. Small contributions from the rest of the team, but getting them up to 106 for 6 with 2 overs still to go. It's much improved performance. Slower ball. Well, there seemed to be some kind of conversation between bowler and wicketkeeper there. Unsure what's going on. Well, that's gone up very high. Fielder coming round. Should take the catch, and he puts it down. Patton out there on the deep wicket boundary. He sort of made it difficult for himself. Decided he would take a leap in the air. Didn't really need to. It would have been a great photo if it came off. But in the end, he's put it down and he's offered the Afghans a life.
Patton went for the theatrics there. Let's have a look at that again. Straight up. Could have easily settled under it. Probably misjudged where he was on the boundary. Came in a bit too far and then ended up trying to flick it back.
Make sure you stop it, Saudi.
He might feel like he's missing out on one there, Abdul Wasi. So he moves on to 11.
Well, Kevin Stout has gone predominantly slower balls this over.
And that's following that fielder, as it so often does.
Four runs off the over, score up to 110 now. With another 6 balls in hand. Another 8 balls, sorry. My math being off there.
Well, I didn't even notice. So between us, maths maybe not the strong point this morning. Luckily, The people with the mathematical brains are in charge of the scoring.
Premium Afghans will be wanting to get to at least 120, and it'll be interesting to see who bowls the last over, given that Mario Lebon hasn't had the best of days.
And again picks out that man out at deep mid-wicket. So 19 overs gone, 1 to come. The Afghans, 111 for 6. Blue skies, sun's out. And Raj Nanan and Hayden Walsh again showing that spin is doing the trick. And 2 wickets each for them.
Both having identical figures, 4 for 21 with 2.
So 1 over still to come. Score currently Nelson, 111 for 6. They've been pretty good with their extras though, these bowlers today. Just the 5 extras. And it will be Mario Lebon to finish things off. And
Well, this is exactly what the Premium Afghans would have wanted. Mario Lebon going full. This one sliced over the man at short third man and runs away into the boundary for 4 more. So great start to the over. Score up to 115. And Premium Afghans will be going as hard as they possibly can for the next 5 balls in this over, as there's nothing to lose. And with another 4 wickets in hand, they can afford to now try and maximize this over and have as big as possible an over as they can to give themselves the best chance of defending what they would hope to be a score in excess of 120.
Well, if they play like that, 120 is on the cards. And that's gone for 6. Abdul Wasi showing his class, his power, what he can do. He takes on the pace. And the score moves on to 121 with 4 deliveries still to come.
Well, we asked for Abdul Wasi Nori to come in a bit higher up the order, but he was kept back for a situation just like this, providing that impetus into the scoring rate at the end of the innings. And now, with the score on 120 with 4 balls left, he'd be looking to do maximum damage here.
Short ball, edged up in the air. Keeper calls it. Captain Hamilton, easy as you like. Well, he had to go for it. He was trying to take it on. It was just 1 too many. And it found the edge. And he was not dropping it with those gloves on.
Well, I think batter Wasi Nori here will think that he's missed out. Very good innings still. Provided a crucial 20 runs here in what I'm sure will be a very close encounter.
Well, he goes for a well-made 23 from 20. Still rehearsing the shot. But he's injected something into the end of this Afghan innings, give them that momentum, push them over that 120 mark that we talked about. And you think this Afghan side feeling quite confident in this performance today compared to their previous 2 games. It's a real step up from what we've seen so far.
Well, new batter Abuzar Safi with the pink gloves.
I am so here for those.
He's going to have 3 balls to leave an impact on this game. Already left an imprint on our eyes with the pink gloves. And he's not messing about. Swing and a miss.
Well, there's no time to mess about. 2 deliveries still to come. What can the Afghans put on the board? Can Mario Lebon nab a second? He knows that Abuzar is just going to swing for the hills and try and take on whatever is sent down.
Just a single. The bowler will be happy with that result. Brings Jay Patel, the man who's been out in the middle for a while, back onto strike with 1 ball left.
So 122, that score. One legitimate delivery still to come from the pacer, Mario Lebon. And they've done well to scamper through. And they finish with the single. Well, the wicket in the final over. That means at the end of 20 overs, the Afghans, 123 for 7 means the Premium Windies defending champions need 124 to win the first game here of our double headers today at the American Premier League Season 2. But it was the injection of power at the end from Abdul Wazi Nouri that really pushed them up to that total at the end.
Yeah, coming back 10-3-6.
And so they finish 123 for 7 after losing the toss and being put into bat. Not something to be too unhappy about. That's a par score. Perhaps slightly under par, but compared to what we've seen from them so far, it's an improvement. Janat, he was great at the top. His 36 was well made from just 25. And Usman Ghani again today, good with the bat for 27. And then at the end there, Abdul Wazi Nouri, he came out, he swung for the hills, he did well, making a well-made 23 over a runner ball for him, pushing that total up to 123 for 7 in their 20 overs. Well, for the bowlers again, everyone gets a wicket. We've gone full Oprah again. You get a wicket, you get a wicket. But for Raj Nanan and Hayden Walsh, the two spinners picking up 2 apiece and identical figures for them. 4 overs, 21 runs. And the thing to write home for them about is just 5 extras by the bowlers in that innings. Nothing really given away. So, at the end of that innings, 123. Well, 7 wickets went down. That was the first nice diving catch. And this one just trying to swing, go big again. Really well caught above the head. And Samit Patel caught back in his crease, trapped. And Raj Nanan again in the wickets. Well, nothing he could do about that one. Well, the Spice Man came to the party too. Easy as you like, caught and bowled. The youngster. And Mario Lebon, difficult for him today, but in the end, that went very high and it was caught by his captain Hamilton, and that saw the end of the danger man. And 7 wickets to fall. So 123 that total. Well, the target for the Windies to win today will be 124 inside 20 overs. We're going to take a short break between innings now, and we'll be back with you in just a minute for the chase.
and exclusive on Supreme TV and Supreme TV YouTube and Supreme TV Facebook.
What these two can do up at the top to kick off proceedings. The Afghans already out there in the middle, ready to begin their defence. And they're strolling out to the middle. Stout and Johnson kicking things off. Well, it's a more difficult prospect than perhaps they've been faced with so far in the tournament to try and chase down. If you think about it, they took on the Indians the other day and they couldn't chase down 104. So that might be playing on their minds. Well, they very easily chased down the 38 that the Aussies managed, but that was an anomaly. And Aaron Johnson, the big man up the top, alongside Kevin Stout, picked up a wicket today, his first wicket of the tournament. But they got off to an absolute flyer, the Afghans, in the power play, and that's what the Windies need to try and do here if they're to think about chasing this. 124, that target. And Samit Patel just chatting away to Aaron Johnson there. It looks like it will be the Englishman, Samit Patel, to kick things off with the ball. The slip in place. And Kevin Stout facing up the first ball of the innings, of the chase. And that drone view giving you a lovely bird's eye view of Samit Patel kicking off proceedings. And the signal is play. It's chipped up in the air. It will land short of the fielder, up at short mid-on. And that's again up in the air. Well, he's not trying to hang about here. Takes on the spin. Back over the bowler's head. And one bounce 4. Well, Christmas seems to have come early there for Kevin Stout. He just takes on easy as you like. That's a good recovery from Patel. Well, that could be the second boundary of the over, but well stopped by Usman out there.
Well, the run in between the wicket wasn't great there between Stout and Johnson. Johnson settling for 1 as soon as the ball made contact. Stout looking for 2 there, which should have been on comfortably, but Johnson probably wanting to getting on the act himself.
It's better from Patel. So that target, 124 to win. And that's chipped up in the air and it will just land to the right of the fielder. And there will be overthrows in the second run. Can't be giving away these freebies, the Afghans. They were good with the bat. They need to try and be disciplined with the ball. And the last thing you want is giving away free runs. So first over, 7 runs coming off it. that was the Windies bowlers. Wickets all around for them. And the Afghans will be hoping that they can do the same. Just the one over gone. Both openers off the mark. Well, Yusuf Zazai has been handed the ball for the second over.
He has been expensive in this tournament. His first 2 overs of both the games that they've played have gone for 20 and 35 respectively. So it's going to be interesting to see how he starts here today with these 2 batters looking to take an aggressive approach. Provides him with an opportunity to take wickets with the batters coming at him. And he did go pace off when he came back for both spells in those games as well, both of his second and third. I mean, his third and his fourth overs. So.
And that's beaten the diving fielder. And that is another 4. This is not the start that Yusuf would have wanted. Just as you say, expensive start so far in the tournament. Well, again, he opens his bowling account with a boundary.
Well, after setting a good total for 123, this is not the start the premium Afghans would have wanted. They'll be looking to make early inroads here. And so Yusuf Zazai has been struck for an early boundary here, but he will be looking to pull things back and trying to get a breakthrough and get rid of the man Kevin Stout.
And that's much better. And it's all about keeping them quiet inside this opening power play. We saw what the Afghans did with their power play. They really came out and took on the bowling. But we know this Windies team, they can get sort of stuck if they get behind that run rate. And we saw it against the Indians in their first game. They just never really got going and couldn't chase down that 104 in that game. Well, today it's 124 that they need. Well, there is a fielder out there, so it'll just be the one.
And it's been an interesting change by the Windies. Sean Finley in that opening match scored the tournament highest score of 69. Hasn't had much success from since then. So they've gone with Kevin Stout at the top of the order today. And as you've rightfully said, they do get a bit stuck through that middle phase. So I'm wondering if they're hoping that he can provide a bit of impetus into the middle order with that change in batting order. But currently you have the man Johnson on strike, and he'll be tasked with getting off to a quick start here.
He struck on the pad and the finger goes up. Well, he was hoping to try and get off to a quick start, but he's got to go for 2. And that is just the dream start the Afghans wanted in defending this total. Yusuf Zazai, he's been expensive in his first over so far in the tournament, but today he strikes, and he strikes early with just his 4th delivery.
And again goes pace off. He's been more successful in this tournament when he comes back in the death and goes pace off, and he's done that early here in his first over, and he struck an important blow. The man in Johnson, who got off to a rollicking start in that last match when they played the premium Aussies, and now he'll be replaced by Aaron Jones, who hasn't had the best of times thus far in the tournament and will be wanting to put that right by his own standards. But this is exactly what the premium Afghans would have wanted after setting a good total of 123 to make an early breakthrough.
Well, as one Aaron goes, another comes to replace him. He has struggled to find his form so far in the tournament. Perhaps today's the day for Aaron Jones.
2 legs.
Didn't really need to do much against the Aussies. Unbeaten on 5 at the end. But a difficult game to sort of make any comparisons with.
1 minute after dismissal.
2 legs.
But we did see it in that game against the Indians. Before he was run out, he managed 27, but off 46 deliveries. So he's chewing up the dot balls and chewing up the time. And that was just him and Johnson together out in the middle. It struggled to get themselves going again once they got a bit stuck. And that run rate just got further and further ahead of them. Short.
Well, that's a very good sharp ball by Zazai.
1 for the over.
I think that caught Jones by surprise.
Johnson. Aaron. 1 for the over.
Zazai mixing it up nicely here today. After getting the wicket with a slow ball. First ball going short into the pitch.
The 5 runs and the wicket from his first over. And he finishes it with a dot. So a much better first over from Yusuf Zazai today. And the wicket coming from it, that of Aaron Johnson. And at the end of 2, the Windies 12 for 1. That target of 124. So it looks like it will still be Samit Patel to continue. And for 7 off the first over, the very first ball went to the boundary. And Kevin Stout will be facing up.
Let's get him, boy.
And that's gone up very, very high. Fielder giving chase. Absolutely no chance. Boom. That's another boundary, and it's a big old 6.
Well, Kevin Stout putting Samit Patel under pressure early here in the over. It's always good to look for an early boundary in the over, and then you can be afforded the opportunity to rotate the strike.
Hit it, boy. Shabash, boy. Nahi marega dusra to.
With the asking rate just over 6 and over, Kevin Stout's done most of what's required in one shot.
Shabash, boy.
Samit Patel pulling his length back now on the past 2 deliveries. Kevin Stout suggesting to his non-striking partner that the ball is popping a bit, maybe getting a bit of bounce as well. A bit of spin, sorry. Works this one down to long on for 1.
Yeah, and as you say, you know, he's done the heavy lifting with the first ball of the over, so then he can ease back and just poke it around for 1. That run rate around 6.2 required.
Let's go, Savi bhai. Seedha, ek seedha.
Well, that's up in the air, and that's gone long again, straight into the hoardings. And that's another 6. Well, this is proving to be a fruitful over for the Windies.
Well, Aaron Jones off the mark with a 6. Flat shot straight into the advertising hoardings. Windies on by 6 to 25. Big over here from Samit Patel. 13 off with 1 ball to go. Jones down the track again, pushing it out to man at mid-off. Comes through for a single, so 14 off the over. Aaron Jones retains strike. Scored 26 for 1 at the end of 3.
Yeah, this is just the start they would have wanted. Yes, they lost that early wicket, but Kevin Stout is not hanging about.
Well, Kevin Stout giving that promotion to open the batting today, seemingly relishing the opportunity. 17 off 11. But now the danger man, Zazai, back again from this end. Be looking to make another breakthrough. Best way to restrict scoring is by taking wickets.
And that's exactly what he's done. Found the edge, pushing at one. And Yusuf Zazai has his second.
Well, this is exactly what the premium Afghans would have wanted. Aaron Jones coming out with a lot of intent, getting off the mark with the 6. Yusuf Zazai finding the outside edge there, straight through to the keeper. Takes a good catch low to his right. Aaron Jones goes for 7. Scored 26 now for 2. New batsman coming in, Gajanan Singh.
Well, Kevin Stout, he is the danger man at the moment. He is still out there in the middle, joined by Gajanan Singh. Was out for a blob in their first game. Gajanan Singh. Obviously didn't get his chance to have a bat against the Aussies.
Select stump.
Yeah, so he wants to come to the middle and try and continue that momentum that's been injected by Kevin Stout at the top of the order. But Yusuf Zazai, well, it's a completely different game for him today. Been expensive so far early on, but today he's picked up 2 wickets. Well, that's one way to get off the mark. Absolutely slashed away through the covers along the ground for 4. And Gajanan Singh, welcome to the party, says Kevin Stout. I like hitting boundaries too.
Well, the positive intent doesn't stop at the fall of a wicket. Premium Windies batters coming out one after the other, all looking to take on the bowling. So it's going to be exciting stuff here today, whatever happens.
Well, Gajanan Singh has been in good form. He made nothing against the Indians, but against the Americans earlier on, 68 from 63. He did come in to open, so he's used to coming in early on in the innings, but they've already started to make a dent in this run chase. Now just 94 off 99 needed, so less than a run a ball, and he is in the company of a man who is dealing in boundaries. Kevin Stout, feeling confident after finally picking up a wicket today, and he's now coming out to show us his form with the bat as well. Well, the left-handed Gajanan Singh facing up. So that run rate, less than a run a ball at the moment. But thinking ahead, You want to try and get these run chases done quickly. Look at those net run rates. You're probably bored of us saying it, but this is tournament play, and that is always going to be playing on your mind. You've got to think perhaps there could be some weather around over the next couple of days. And also they had that loss at the hands of the Indians. So whether they find themselves tied with someone else further down the line, think about that net run rate. Just push yourself up that table. Short, well, that's in the air. And it's either 4 or 6. What does the umpire say? Just going to have a check. But it's a boundary nonetheless. And Gajnan Singh, welcome to the party. Let's have a look. Didn't even have to think about running. Well, he started so well, Yusuf Zarzai, and he's now just being attacked a bit by these two out in the middle. And let's see the signal from the umpire out in the middle. And it's 6. That's just what you want to see if you're a Windies player or supporter. So the wicket to open the over, and now 10 runs coming from it. He doesn't look best pleased. So at the end of 4 overs, Windies, the 2 wickets to fall, and they find themselves 36 for 2. They're well up ahead of that run rate, going along at 9s. That target, 124, is what they need to win this game. And it's going to be a change of bowling from the Pearland end. And it'll be Yashmir Mir Alikil is handed the ball.
Chalo, chalo, Jamie boy.
Well, the batters will be looking to target the off spinner. Kevin Stott in particular being the right-hander.
Boy, boy. Shaba, boy.
Well, just the bowler interested there.
Really shot's coming, boys. Really shot's coming. It's ready. Really shot is coming. Let's go. Baller.
Nicely clipped away. Fielder comes around to cut it off. So it will just be the 1. And this is what they needed. They need the bowler to come on and put the stoppers on this boundary hitting. If I were him, I'd just tie his laces together.
Jamie boy, one more wicket, boy, one more wicket here.
Well, the left-hander facing up again. Full, and it's well dug out, but picks out the fielder.
Good bowling, Jamie boy. आएगा एक और विकेट चाहिए, एक ही विकेट चाहिए अभी.
He looks to sweep, and they're very interested, the umpire less so, and rehearses that shot.
It's not much going for that shot. Ball pitching outside leg. Impact outside leg. Through the gap. Races away for 4 more. So the score up to 41. Premium Windies going at 8.2. So they're definitely ahead of the scoring rate and where they need to be at this point in time.
Well, they've done exactly what they needed to do. We saw the premium Afghans come out and attack the power play, and that's what these Windies batters have done. Yes, they've lost 2 wickets, but these 2 out in the middle are aggressive batters, and they're playing with that kind of intent that they need. 41 inside 5 overs, still another over of the fielding restrictions to come. They're well ahead of that run rate. And they're forcing the Afghans to have a think, and it looks like it's going back to Samit Patel, who's changed ends. He's already gone for 21 from his 2 overs.
Well, it's going to be his 3rd over in the power play, which is not something you see quite often. A bowler being tasked with 3 overs out of the power play.
And they've taken him on again. Not quite got the legs. The fielder will come round and cut it off.
Not the best running between the wicket as well. Only managed to get 1. Fielder had a lot of work to do.
Leg stump. Bowling left arm over to you. Raju. Umpires on the offside. Umpire on the offside.
Well, that's a good recovery from Samit Patel. Gajnan Singh sort of tucked up and found themselves up all ends. And he's trying to take this on. And it will again just be 1. Now this is much better from Samit Patel. It's been expensive so far.
Well, this has been a very good comeback from Samit Patel. Over, only going for 2 runs thus far. Bit of bounce, bit of turn. So he's starting to get some purchase from the wicket here, making scoring very difficult for the 2 batters in the middle at the moment.
Well, there was a big appeal, but he's not got the reward. However, the over just going for 2 really put the stoppers on the scoring, Samit Patel. And it looks like it'll be just going down leg, perhaps a bit of inside edge as well. So the end of the power play, 6 overs gone. Windies 43 for 2. That target is 124 is what they need to win. So the 2 wickets to fall, the 2 Aarons. Aaron Johnson went for 2, and Aaron Jones also at the hands of Yusuf Zazai. 7 to his name from the 5 deliveries. But these 2, Kevin Stout and Gajnan Singh, are doing the heavy lifting looking to try and hit big and take on the bowlers. They're trying to deal in boundaries. And there is the signal. End of the power play. 6 overs gone. Fielding restrictions are lifted.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Chipped up to the fielder. Takes the catch. Well taken. Diving catch. And Gajnan Singh looks at the edge of his bat, looks at the toe, but it doesn't matter how much you look at your bat. You've got to go. You can put it in your bag and you don't have to look at it again.
Important breakthrough for Premium Afghan here. Exactly what they would have wanted. They're continuing to take wickets. Premium Windies under a bit of pressure here. It brings to the middle skipper Jamal Hamilton, who will have a lot of work to do. Premium Afghan in prime position. And if they continue to get breakthroughs with these key batters falling this early in the run chase, it's going to leave a lot to be done. But Kevin Stout is still in the middle. Opened the innings for Premium Windies. And he'll be wanting to not only maximize on the opportunity to open the batting, but try and close the game out for Premium Windies. So still a lot of play left here with another 13.5 overs to go. But the game seems set to be a nail-biter.
Well, it's interesting as well. We saw that over from Samit Patel. There was not a lot of runs coming from it. So sort of got in their heads a little bit and they thought we need to try and take this on, find that boundary again. Just the 3 coming off that Patel over. And then straight away, next over starts. They try and take it on, try and find the boundary again. Picks out the man at extra cover. And that does bring the captain to the middle. It's a poor shot, really. It's a good take.
Well, this is really good bowling. Going past the outside edge of Jamal Hamilton there. Threatening both edges. Something that you generally see in the longer format of the game.
Well, Jashmir Mir Al-Keel has come out absolutely on form with his second over here. He was tight with the first, just the 5 runs coming from it, and now a wicket and 3 dots and just the single from this.
Not bad, boy.
Well, finish the over with another single. So a really good one from Jashmir. The wicket to open things up. And just the 2 runs. So at the end of 7, the Windies 45 for 3. That equation nearly a runner ball. So they need 79 off 78. And they've still got 7 wickets in hand.
Well, what you're seeing with the Windies batters here, it's either boundaries or not much strike rotation, which seems to be hampering them because boundaries are very hard to come by, especially after the power play overs ends on this field. And so Premium Afghan will be backing themselves to restrict the Premium Windies below their score. And we see more spin being introduced. Wakarula into the attack.
Yeah, going spin heavy. Well, misfield gives away the free run. Went straight to him. He just sort of managed to ricochet it off himself. Well, they're all right dealing in singles at the moment, but as we saw earlier, it was a much more comfortable position for the Windies if they opened up the over with a boundary and then they could just play through the rest of the over. Didn't matter about the singles, the dots, and they were already ahead of that run rate.
Well, Wakarula seems to be giving a bit more flight than some of the other spinners we've seen in this tournament.
Wakarilla just keeping them quiet at the moment. Was there a chance?
Indeed. Seems to be something. Batter suggesting that it's come off his elbow. Would have been interesting to see what would have been the umpire's signal had that ball been collected cleanly by the wicket keeper.
Well, he's making lots of things happen, isn't he? You know what? Inside edge onto his pad and perhaps a chance there, the keeper. Well, 4 from the over and a missed opportunity. So at the end of 8, the Windies 49 for 3. Well, it'll be interesting to see who they throw the ball to now.
Let's go, hurry up, boys, hurry up. Quicker, guys.
Yeah, took a wicket with his first ball of his last over. Well, that's gone up in the air. Fielder thinks he's in with a chance. He is. He takes the catch. Keeps an eye on the boundary. And it's off the toe again. And that's 4 wickets down now.
Well, this is exactly what Premium Afghans would have wanted. Big strike that. Skipper Jamal Hamilton goes. Caught in the deep mid-wicket boundary for 3. 49 for 4 Premium Windies and slotting further into trouble here. Not being able to get the boundaries as they would like. And that brings the man Ranjit Nanan, who had a good day out with the ball, to the middle. And he's going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting here with the bat to give the Premium Windies a chance of winning this game. Premium Afghan pulling themselves further ahead in this contest. 4 wickets down inside the first 10.
Not really got the time to play himself in here. He needs to come out and sort of play aggressively from the off, because that run rate is just going to start pushing up, and we know what that does to this Windies side. He's got Kevin Stout at the other end, who was absolutely flying, now just going at a runnable 22. And it's Jashmir just picked up 2 wickets thus far. And that's again a wicket with the first ball of his over.
Well, into his third over here. 2 for 8. And as you can see on his face, he's very happy with his returns. Very comfortable out there bowling today.
Yeah, he's found it today, hasn't he? There's a bit of turnout there for him.
And rightfully so, he's not happy with his fielders. He's got the squeeze on the batters, and the fielders are sitting back on the edge of the circle, which allowed for an easy single. It shouldn't be the case. Fielders should be squeezing the batters tight here, forcing them to continue to try and hit boundaries.
Well, we do know that Rajnanan can hit a long ball should he be required. And we've already seen it today from Kevin Stout. But Jashmeed finding that turn, finding a bit of rip. And he's making everything happen here.
Well, that required rate has climbed above the current run rate now. So he's definitely put the brakes on Premium Windies, and he's getting a bit of spin. We did see that from Samit Patel's last over as well. So spin and offer from both ends here. And Premium Afghans will be happy.
The fielder's got some work to do, but is slowing up in that outfield. So it'll just be one. Yeah, he really is finding some turn. Well, end of his first 3 overs. He's still got one up his sleeve. 2 for 11 for him. A wicket and the 4 runs off that. So 9 overs gone. And the Windies 53 for 4.
Well, we've got some beautiful aerial shots. Lovely Moosa Stadium here in Houston, Texas. Clouds are breaking up nicely. The weather report didn't look too good for this afternoon, but the clouds seem to be drifting away.
Well, the Windies don't want that run rate to be drifting away. They need to find the boundary and keep up with that rate, because it's just going to climb and climb and climb, and that's what keeps happening to them.
Well, Kevin Stout goes ball behind his back. Trying to do a little fancy flick shot there, missed it. And this is exactly what the Premium Afghans would want. 53 for 5 now, Premium Windies. Falling further and further into the spear. The spinners have done a complete number on them.
Well, we talk about finding some turn, and that is just what he's done there. What a delivery. You want to watch that one on repeat. But Kevin Stout, he was the aggressor in this innings, and the last person the Windies wanted to see trudging back to the dugout was Kevin Stout. He goes for 23 from 27. And looks like we're going to have a drinks break here, and we'll be back in just a moment. Well, drinks done, and we're back underway. That wicket to fall will bring around an early drinks break. 53 for 5, the Windies. They were going along nicely at the beginning, but wickets tumbling. And now the big hitting aggressor, Kevin Stout, he's back in the hutch. And Wakarula has his first. He's really finding some turn out there. And they can't really afford to just be dealing in ones now. That run rate's starting to climb. Now, you would think they'd have to start thinking about trying to take these first ones early, put pressure on the fielders, because dealing in ones at the moment isn't going to get them anywhere. So 10 overs gone, Windies 55 for 5. That target, 124, starting to look quite like it's heading into the distance at the moment, unless they can find a boundary.
That target, like the mist early in this morning, seems to be long way away now. Premium Windies having a lot of work to do to get back into this game. Premium Afghans, well, here's a look at tail of the tape thus far. First 10 overs. Samit Patel being the most expensive of the bowlers thus far. Wow, that one has gone sideways.
Well, do you think to be playing this afternoon would be looking this and thinking, right, our spinners could well be in the game this afternoon?
Well, here's another opportunity. Fielder settles under it and it's gone. Nanan goes, caught it long off. Saw that first one. Spin sideways past him. Decided to go, or try and go over the man at long off. Didn't get anywhere near it. Straight up into the end, the man at long off ran in and took a comfortable catch. Nanan goes for 2. Score for 3. Sorry, score.
Well,
not in favour of Premium Windies.
Well, Jamshid, he's having a mighty fine day, and that does bring Sean Finley out to the middle without a helmet, because he likes to play without a helmet when he's taking on the spinners. He comes to join Patton in the middle. He's got a job to do. It's quite a hard one here. They're falling further and further behind that run rate, but at the same time, they're also losing wickets.
Well, Finley must be either extremely tired or done something to warrant a demotion from the opening batter in the first 3 games, leading run scorer for Premium Windies, to number 8. Or maybe it's a tactic that they knew that they may fall behind here and wanted to have the Premium Windies run scorer batting towards the end of the innings and shepherd the game home for them.
Well, at the time, that might have been a good thought. Problem with shepherding the game home, he's got to shepherd it a very long way.
Well, you've got 3 people in pursuit of this one. Pulled back just inside the boundary, so it's gone. For 3 wides.
Yeah, Jamshid just having a word with himself there.
Going away from what's worked for him so far, furrowing an arm ball there. Well, that one has been muscled back down the ground by Finley. Man at long off. Didn't have much work to do, but he couldn't get the work done anyway. Finley's powered this one straight back down the ground for 4. So he has plans of his own and how he's going to go about this.
Well, this is just what the Windies needed injected into their innings. The 3 wides, giveaway, and then the boundary. And the fielder will come round again for this one. So it would just be 1. But that run rate, well, they need 62 off 56. 61 off 55.
I'd like to see Premium Afghan add a slip here. Off to 2 left-handers. Give themselves the best chance of getting every wicket available to them out there.
Well, a dot to close out the over. 11 overs gone. The Windies 63 for 6. They still need another 61 runs, and they've got 54 balls in which to do it. 2 fairly new batters out in the middle.
Well, that's a good spell from Jamshed. 3 for 17 from his 4 overs. He's come in and changed the course of this game. Consistent wicket-taking balls. Really brought this game open. Still another 61 required from 9 overs.
Well, unsurprisingly, it will be Wakarula Ishak who's going to continue. Sean Finley facing up. Orange boots to orange boots. And he starts it off with a wide. The Windies won't mind that. They will take 3 runs wherever they can get them. Well, the gloves went up. The wicketkeeper thought there might have been a chance of something. They were trying to scamper through for the 1. In the end, well fielded, and there's no harm done for the Afghans.
Well, that's a close call, and that's going to be out. Finley struck on the back foot. 2 feet in the crease. Wakarula getting the important wicket of Sean Finley here. And the Premium Windies are in deep trouble here. 64 for 7.
Yeah, just caught back in his crease, and he knew straight away. And that's a second for that man on your screen. Sean Finley goes for 4. We thought he'd be the one to come in later and muscle them across the line. But all he can do is use those muscles to walk back to the dugout.
Well, the defending champs in dire straits here today. Gave away 123 runs with the ball, and now 64 for 7.
Yeah, they're all in all sorts of trouble here, the Windies batters. They've got to try and inject something, but it is difficult. Only 3 wickets in hand now, and the Afghans have got a sniff of what could be their first victory. It could be their first victory in this Season 2 of the American Premier League.
Well, Ilyas Sunny comes to the crease. He's on strike. And he has a lot of work to do. Again, I'd love to see Premium Afghan add a slip here. Single down to short third man won't hurt them, but they'll rue the missed chance of an edge going through that region. Another loud appeal. Umpire not in favor of this appeal. Struck outside the line of off. Wakarula causing a lot of problems here.
Yeah, they're really finding something out of the pitch here. The spin on offer. Well, you can't find spin if you don't hit the ground. The full toss, not quite given the full treatment, so it'll just be one. He's sort of got away with one there. Well, this is what we talk about. The Windies so often getting bogged down. Yes, they have, but they've also lost wickets, and it's been really good work from the spinners working in conjunction for the Afghans. And they're all over the Windies at the moment. And they've got their eyes on their first victory, if they can just keep it tight. 3 wickets, and the game is theirs.
Well, Samit Patel back into the attack. And he'll be looking to try and make a breakthrough here.
Well, they were sort of taking on Samit earlier, weren't they? Went for a few expensive overs, often opening up with the boundary. But the muscle men are back in the hutch. And Samit Patel knows that there is spin on offer. There's turn in this wicket. Sunny Patel is bowled by Samit Patel. Well, well, well. Samit, he's had a difficult day so far. He gives that smile, sticks his tongue out, and he's pleased. He's finally picked up a wicket, and we said there was turn on offer, and there was turn. And the Afghans are marching towards victory.
Well, Samit Patel always with that boyish smile, has an infectious personality, and the entire Premium Afghans team are extremely delighted at the position they're in at the moment. Another 2 wickets for victory. Premium Windies 8 wickets down. Not much time left to change the course of this game. Hayden Walsh coming to the middle.
Well, we've seen what he can do with the ball, but it's a very big ask for him to try and help this with the bat. They're only just over halfway through what would be the run chase. We're 12 overs in, yes, but only 2 wickets left. And that's swept away. There's a fielder out there.
Hayden Walsh. Must be a very religious man, lives on his knees and sweeps a lot.
Well, look, fumble by the wicketkeeper. I think it just evaded the edge. Not a missed opportunity. Goes for the reverse sweep this time.
Chances. Hayden Walsh sweeps again this ball. Yep.
It's good running in the end. Awareness, scampering through, but not going to do it in ones.
Dangerous option that by Kwame Patton, having seen so many players before him get trapped on the crease playing back to these spinners with a variable bounce and offer. Manages to survive at the end of 13, 68 for 8. Samit Patel, his 4 are done, 1 for 26. Premium Afghans require another 2 wickets for victory here
Well, something the Windies don't want to see is that Wakarula still has another over. And he, unsurprisingly, is going to continue. 2 for 8 for him so far from 3 overs. Well, these two in the middle, they're not necessarily normally known for their batting power and prowess. We've seen them with the ball, especially that man on your screen. But 13 overs in, that target 124 looks a very long way away.
Again going for a sweep there, Hayden Walsh. So he's faced 3 balls and he's tried to sweep all 3 of them. That one a bit too full, having to bail out halfway through the shot. Still able to get a single.
Full toss, given the full treatment. Fielder comes in, takes the catch, chucks it back over to himself, and that's a fantastic bit of work. Samit Patel out on the boundary. We see this so much in the modern game now.
Well, Premium Afghan 1 wicket away from wrapping this up. Dominant display today from the Premium Afghans. Spinners doing the treat for them in the field. Batters putting up what we all thought would have been a strong total today, 123. And the Premium Windies never looked like challenging this score at all today.
Well, this is a really good bit of work from Samit Patel. The full toss, well, that should have been absolutely dispatched into the next state, but didn't quite get a hold of it. And Samit Patel, really good awareness. Knew exactly where the rope was, knew what he needed to do. It's become such a part of the modern game, being able to have that awareness of the boundary rope, flick it back up to yourself, or occasionally there's another one of your fielders there, and then get back over the line and take it yourself. You see he's so aware there, he's got his eye on the rope. Keeps that foot in the side, turns it sideways, and I think he's done really well here, Samit Patel. And it's just been checking. Let's have a look. There's that red light on your way. That's 9 down for the Windies.
Well, much like the flags in the distance around the ground, Premium West Indies, or Premium Windies, apologies, are being blown away by the Premium Afghans here. 1 wicket left, and they'll be looking to wrap this up and register some much valuable, much needed points.
Well, the final man in, Mario Le Bon. Can he produce something absolutely spectacular? The Afghans, they know they're just 1 wicket away from their first victory in Season 2 of the American Premier League here in Houston, Texas. Well, Wakarula, he's still got 2 to come. Can he finish this off and finish with 4 wickets? 3 for 10 for him so far today. Really impressive performance. The left arm spinner, that's swept away and will be cut off out on the boundary. Doing it in ones is not going to be enough.
Well, Hayden Walsh has now swept 4 of 4 deliveries. And Le Bon now stroking this one down to The man at long off for another single. Singles aren't going to help Primum Windies here.
Chicken leg. Thank you.
Well, 14 overs gone, 72 for 9 the score on the board, 52 needed from 36. Looks very, very difficult if you're a Windies player, a Windies fan. This has not been your day so far. The Afghans, they're eyeing up their first victory in this season 2 of the American Premier League. Trying to take down the defending champions. They've played 2 so far, the Afghans, and lost 2 pretty convincingly. Well, they've come out today a completely reformed side. They were strong with the bat, and their spinners have done the business with the ball, finding the turn. There's some turn out for them today. And they need just the 1 wicket, and they'd like to get this wrapped up quickly. Dominant performance this has been from the Afghans. Full toss.
Easy.
And they don't even go for the run for this. Well, if they even want to think about trying to cut into this deficit at all, somehow, they're going to have to try and go aerial.
Outside edge found. Man at third man gets across. Does really well, restricts them to 1.
Well, the left-hander faces up. And he just can't dig it out. And again, right arm round the wicket to the left-hander. There's a fielder out there. He doesn't need to make up the ground. Well, the Premium Americans and the Premium Aussies will be playing this afternoon. They're both watching on in the sunshine here at the Moosa Stadium in Houston, Texas. Their spinners will be drooling at the chance to get out and have a go on this pitch today, because they're really finding some rip and turn, especially these Afghan spinners. 15 overs gone, 76 for 9. That's the score on the board. Just the 1 wicket. That's all the Afghans need to wrap this up. And Abdul Wazi Nouri, he had a bit of a cameo with the bat today. And can he finish this off with the ball?
Holding right arm round.
Well, he's looking to launch him into the next state. Nothing on it, and it's actually a wide down the leg side, so 1 to the total for the Windies, and they'll take anything they can at the moment. You can almost hear the swish of his bat from the commentary box.
Well, I've got a feeling that whatever's going to happen here is going to happen in this over.
And whether that's Hayden Walsh Jr. letting go of his bat and launching it.
He's swinging quite hard. Not much going in his favour at the moment, Hayden Walsh.
Well, they're not going to get anywhere by just prodding. We saw him trying to take it on, and I like that. He's got to go for it. He's got to try and do something, because that required rate is up over 10, and they have 1 wicket in hand. Well, that is how to do it. Soars over Samit Patel's head for 6. He tried again, and eventually it came off. And that'll bring Mario LeBon. Oh no, apologies. Mario LeBon to face the final delivery of this, the 16th over. And these Afghans looking to try and wrap this up. They just can't find this final wicket. Well, 16 overs gone, 84 for 9, that score. Who are they going to turn to wrap this up? Well, it looks like Yusuf Zazai has been handed the ball. He picked up 2 wickets already today. He was expensive in his previous games, but today, complete change of fortunes for him. So can he see them to victory?
Come on, Yusuf boy. Let's go, guys. Come on, last wicket.
Spin has done a lot of the damage here today. But the pacer, he's also been very impressive. And that's up in the air. Fielder coming round, can't get there. Snatches at it and it goes for 4.
Come on, Yusuf, don't worry, boy.
Up in the air again, and that is going to be back-to-back boundaries. Well, Hayden Walsh Jr. is saying this ain't over until it's over, and I don't say it's over yet.
Well, Yusuf Zazai has been expensive throughout the tournament, and Hayden Walsh Jr. can bat a bit, and he will be backing himself, needing 9 and over. He's already got 8 from this one. So he'll be trying to cover as much of the spread for the next over as possible in this over as well. And trying to take this game as deep as he possibly can.
Goes for the scoop, it's gone very high in the air. There's no fielder out there. And it's just slowed down enough that it's fallen short of the boundary rope.
Well, he's managed to cross for 2, so that's 10 from the over. So this is a pretty good over for the Premium Windies. Things might start to get a bit nervy for the Premium Afghans camp if there's a next over like this.
Well, it didn't look like they were even going to reach this mark at one point. 95 for 9. And that brings Mario Le Bon on strike, which is not what you want to see if you're the Windies. Hayden Walsh Jr. seeing it nicely, but he's at the non-strikers. 11 already off the first 4 of this over. And they'll take that. Extra delivery and an extra run. Yusuf Zazai, this has been a very different over to the ones we saw from him when he started up proceedings earlier on. And the keeper goes up more in hope than real appeal. Well, 1 still to come in this over. 12 off it. Yusuf Zazai. Still got another after this, should it be required. And the short ball well kept down. Keeps Mario Le Bon on. 15 overs gone. Windies 97 for 9.
Well, I'm not sure why they took that single. I'd love to think that they want Hayden Walsh to be on strike as much as possible. However, Mario Le Bon is going to be on strike to start the 18th over.
Yeah, a strange one taking the single, but I guess at the moment they're trying to take runs wherever they can. And Le Bon obviously backs himself to be able to either get the next for 1 or send it over the rope. He's got big long levers. And it'll be Abazur Safi who's been handed the ball again.
What I'd like to see is the fielders in the circle closing down on Mario Le Bon.
And there's that single to open up the over, and that gets Hayden Walsh Jr. on strike.
Well, you just can't afford that if you're the Premium Afghans. You have to squeeze Mario Le Bon, force him to go over the infield.
Bowling right arm round to you. Middle stump.
Just taking their time here. Dug out again, and they're trying to come back for the second, and Mario Le Bon, rightly so, turns and goes back. Score moves on to 99 for 9.
Back foot. Touch the line? No. Bring it in. Okay.
Again, picks out the fielder and again come through for the one. Brings up the 100 for the Windies. It didn't look like they were going to get there at one point. So 100 up. And they need 24 from 14. They've got just one wicket in hand, but Hayden Walsh Jr. is now on strike. He's 24 from 16. And he knows how to find the boundary. He's shown it already today.
Well, that's gone long for 6. So that's the 9 runs needed from this over. Hayden Walsh is keeping up with the required rate. And what was a pretty good over to begin with has now conceded 9 with a ball to go. And Hayden Walsh will be trying to retain the strike for the next over.
So 18 needed from 13 now. And there's the one that he needs. So he does retain the strike. So end of 18 overs. The Windies 107 for 9. Well, about 15 minutes ago, we didn't expect to still be here with these two looking like they could be trying to produce something magical. Hayden Walsh now the top scorer in this innings, his 31 from just 18 deliveries. Kevin Stout kicked things off nicely for his well-played 23. But Hayden Walsh Jr. dealing in boundaries. And he is on strike for the penultimate over.
Well, this is going to be interesting with Wasi coming on from the peel and then leg spin to Hayden Walsh, and he's going to fancy himself to take the majority, if not all, of the 18 required out of this over with the ball coming back into him. Well, that's a leg side wide, turned around for a switch it, but he's going to come back for 2. So that's 3 wides.
And it's really good running as well. They knew they had to run that first one hard to get Hayden Walsh Jr. back on strike. And they've done just that. And then they pick up the bonus of the wide as well. So 3 more ticked off.
But that's gone a long way. Out the ground for 6, Hayden Walsh Jr. That's 9 off the over, and Hayden Walsh up to 37, score up to 116. And the Premium Windies right back in this.
Let him come in. Let's go. One ball. That's it, guys. One ball.
Walsh Jr. on to 37.
Well, he's gone bang again, 6 more. Hayden Walsh Jr., as I said at the top of the over, is going to fancy himself to get majority, if not all, of the required 18 runs from this over with the leg spinner in Wasi coming on. 15 off the over thus far, 3 runs to win it. And with 4 balls left in this over, Hayden Walsh Jr. will be looking to close out this game and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat here. Premium Windies all but out of this match 4 overs ago. Single-handedly by Hayden Walsh Jr. not giving up. And he's out! Hayden Walsh Jr. gets a shot, wide one out to the off stump and slaps it to the man at extra cover. I can't believe what we're seeing here. Brought them right back into the game. And right at the end, slaps it straight to the man at short cover and he's gone. Premium Windies bowled out. Hayden Walsh, can't believe it, dropped his helmet, gloves and bat, walking away, holding his head in despair out towards the deep mid-wicket boundary.
Well, you just can't write cricket. It's not over until it's over, and Hayden Walsh Jr. so nearly saw them over the line. And he's gesticulating to the sky. He cannot believe what's just happened here.
Well, there's a gate on that side. Hayden Walsh Jr. has gone through the gate. He's disappeared. He's disappeared into the fields of Houston, Texas. No one knows where he's off to. What a performance by Hayden Walsh Jr. today. 43 off 21. 2 wickets for 21 with the ball. Not enough to single-handedly drag Premium Windies over the line here today. Premium Afghans onto the board. What a game we've had.
Well, that has been, without a doubt, the game of the tournament. Hayden Walsh Jr., well, he might have disappeared off somewhere into Houston. I'm sure we'll drag him back at some point. But he so nearly saw his team over the line. What an impressive performance by that man who's just decided he needs to get his steps in now. But an incredible, incredible game we've seen here. It looked completely, they looked down and out half an hour ago, the Windies side. But they're all shaking hands. They know they've all been part of something special.
Well, what a game we've had to start off the day. If you're a big sports fan, there's a big fight night happening in Riyadh tonight. But I don't think that you'd be having much more excitement than what we've just had to kick off the day here in the American Premier League. Here's the tail of the tape of the Premium Windies innings. Kevin Stout getting them off to a rollicking start with 23 before he was dismissed. Hayden Walsh coming in at number 10. 43 off 21 deliveries. Windies falling short. Afghans winning by 1 run.
Well, he's somewhere out there still. He's still within camera view. And he's still got his pads on. Someone's picked up his gloves and his hat for him. But that is sport and its very, very best. Brings all the drama. And that is what cricket does to you. So nearly thought it was all over half an hour ago. Well, the bowlers, they did their bit. It was 3 each for the spinners in the middle. Jamshed and Wakarula. They were very impressive. Samit Patel, he picked up 1 and that catch. 1 also for Abdul Wazi Nouri at the end, getting what seemed to be actually the crucial wicket to finish things off. And the wickets just kept tumbling. The Afghans were all over the Windies team.
Premium Windies losing too many wickets in that middle phase, leaving themselves with a lot to be done at the back end, and Hayden Walsh gave them hope, almost dragging them across the line single-handedly. But the spinners of Wakarula and Jamshed doing serious damage in the middle. The Premium Windies weren't able to drag themselves across the line, sliding to 2-2 now for the tournament. Premium Afghans on the board now. First win of the tournament for them. they'd be extremely delighted, because at one point in time it seemed like they had it, then they lost it, then they had it again. Emotional roller coaster here at Musa Stadium today.
Well, I don't know how the players feel, but I am absolutely exhausted. And in the end, it was the Afghans who won it by 1 run. That is their first win of the tournament, and what a way to get it. I mean, they took it right down to the wire, and I believe Roshni is joined by the man of the match after that absolute scintillating match.
Post-match presentation, it was the premium Windies versus the premium Afghans, and the premium Afghans have done it. They've won by just 1 run. What a thrilling match, and I have with me the man of the match, Jamshid Mir. Jamshid taking 3 wickets today. I think today overall you guys got in your first win, but a great performance all around. First up, talk to me about your bowling and adjusting to the pitch.
I'm really grateful and happy to be part of the American Premier League. I'm so happy to get the 3 wickets in one of the match. I was bowling according to the plan, the target, as captain said.
And so far, you know, it's the first win for you guys, so it's a much needed win as well, because you guys have had a few matches. What was that discussion with the skipper, that the way you guys were able to, you know, get the runs as well, and the way you guys were able to bowl?
So the first of the 2 matches was because of the overcast conditions of the weather. So that's why the meeting didn't go according to the plans. And after that today, captain asked us to bowl according to the pitch and according to the line of the wickets, and that's why we got the victory today.
Congratulations on the performance and the first win for you guys. All the best for the next game.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. What a game we have had. I think we're all just about recovering after that. And you're going to have to recover quickly, because we've got more action to come this afternoon. After the Afghans won it by 1 run, well, there is plenty more cricket to come. We thought it was going to get done there. Well, what can we see this afternoon, as we will see the premium Aussies taking on the premium Americans in match 9 of American Premier League Season 2, live from the Musa Cricket Stadium here in Pearland. Well, go away, have a rest, maybe sit down in a darkened room for 10 minutes. That's what I'm going to have to do, but we'll be back with you in the not too distant future.